Today's program, I'm gonna be making Gordon Ramsay's shepherd's pie recipe.
Shepherd's pie, done.
Which is this delicious English meat pie with mashed potatoes on the top, and then you bake it. You can call it two things, a cottage pie, which is with beef, and then a shepherd's pie with lamb, because a shepherd looks after its sheep. So that makes sense. I just watched Gordon's video on how to make this thing, and it was like very confusing and shot and edited like an action movie from the early 2000s.
Potatoes. Mash. Season.
I found the written recipe, which is more my speed, so I'm gonna stick with that today. Besides that, I think we're ready to get to work, so let's make it. Now firstly, I have a big old sack of golden potatoes. So I need 1.5 pounds of these potatoes. Just make sure you have enough. That should be enough. Does this feel like a 1.5 pounds? I don't have a scale. It's probably way more than that. Peel the potatoes, chop them up, and then I'm gonna boil them for 15 minutes. Drain these potatoes. Woo! Okay. Potatoes into the bowl. I'm gonna mash all this with my favorite fork. Roughly 60 milliliters of heavy cream. 3.5 tablespoons of butter, which this is what? 1.5 tablespoons. So I need, let's call that a tablespoon. Call that a tablespoon. Let me get that all up in there first. Plenty of salt. More salt. Add pepper too. 2 of these egg yolks. A minimum of 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, which I'll just use all this. Mix it good. Smooth and creamy mashed potatoes. Put this aside until I need it, which won't be too long. So 1 large carrot or 2 medium carrots. Peeled. Grate the carrot, right? 1 large onion, also grated. And this is gonna make me weep. No tears. 4 garlic cloves. Do 5. I'm not driving. All right, I'm gonna use the garlic doodad today. The garlic, like, press. Fresh thyme and rosemary. So take the thyme off the stems, and then with the rosemary, I'm just gonna chop it up. Doesn't say how much I need, so I'm just gonna ballpark it. Everything is prepped. Okay, we gotta go over the stove. Turn on the heat. My good pan, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This is a little under 1.5 pounds of ground lamb. Remember, lamb, shepherd, sheep. Trying to break this up into little pieces, right? Once it starts to brown, I'm gonna add some salt and pepper. Add the rosemary and thyme. And the garlic. Oh yeah. Onions. Carrots. So the idea is for this all to kind of like blend together, except for this huge piece, which I don't like. Just keep stirring. You're doing great. More salt, more pepper. Thanks to you guys, I know now how to pronounce this. It's called Worcestershire Sauce. Couple splashes. I'm gonna use the whole can, this can of tomato paste. This is 156 milliliters. A few glugs of red wine. Yeah, wine is gonna reduce. And after like 2 to 3 minutes, I'm gonna add the chicken stock. 200 milliliters, like 3/4 cup. 3 to 4 minutes, take it off the heat. Into my rustic looking baking dish. I don't think I need to grease the pan. I'm risking it. No grease. Mashed potatoes on the top. So firstly, it's covered, great. Now I'll add the rest. I'm gonna smooth this out so that it's right to the top. Okay, and I'm gonna end up using all the potato that I made. There we go, wow. Salt on the top, more pepper, Parmesan cheese. And then with my favorite fork, I'm just gonna poke it repeatedly to give it a peaked look. As Gordon says, I gotta keep my mom happy, which I have no idea what that means.
Just keep my mum happy. Fork the top.
Oven's been preheated to 400 degrees F. I'm gonna bake this for 18 to 20 minutes. Oh. Oh.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm. It's really good. You have this dish around fall time, winter time, around the holiday season, or, you know, I'm in the middle of summer right now, and I just had 2 slices, so it works in the summer too.
Better than the moussaka.
Much better than the moussaka.